This video is primarily put together to talk a little bit about human trafficking. And it's nothing that has just become into existence. It's been around for centuries. Right now, it just seems to be more of an academic as it affects all races, as it affects all sexes, and people that are moving people for profit is wrong. Definitely wrong. And they have no moral fiber. They're evil. They're greedy. And the thing is at least be prepared for when you see situations that will possibly put you in harm's way, then you want to ensure that you try to do the best things that you can do in avoiding being kidnapped. I mean, children go missing, adults go missing. Parents need to keep their eyes on their children at all times. I'm not talking about being paranoid. I'm talking about being prepared. I'm talking about being alert because there are some measures that you need to take as an individual and as a person that's taking care of smaller individuals. Just be alert. And you see things that don't work the way you think they should work. I mean, your gut feeling tell you a lot. Our society today is so insensitive that we are on our cell phones and we're got our heads down and we're doing all these other ridiculous things which can distract you. I don't tell anyone to be paranoid, but I do tell you to be alert and be prepared, to be able to recognize some of the things that you may just take for granted. Whether you're a man or a woman, if you're approaching a parking lot in a parking space somewhere, whether it's day or night, then do your best not to park by vans. They got double doors in the front, on the side, and double doors in the back. Park away from those things. Find another parking spot. Because this type of van allows an individual to open their doors wide and pull you in, and whoever the accomplice may be, to stuff and gag you and then pull you away. Those vehicles, vans that have sliding doors, are the worst kind because it just slides and it don't bang the car. And they're looking and watching and they're using their mirrors to see when you step out of the car, and then that van door slides open and boom, there it is. They got you. They pull you. You're in shock for that first few moments because you don't expect that when you get out of your car. But do yourself a service and try to park where there are no vans with sliding doors or even doors that open. So that's one thing that you can be aware of. Another thing is like when you leave from wherever you are, you're in the grocery store or you're at the mall and you're headed to your car, do a complete scan and get off your darn phone and do a complete scan of where your vehicle is. Only you know where it is. All right. And of course, you need to be aware of the surroundings around your vehicle. And if you see people standing by your vehicle, then that's not the time for you to go to your vehicle. You know, yeah, they may be talking, but it could be a setup. And if you don't feel comfortable, then you shouldn't go to your vehicle. Go back in the store and ask security to walk out with you, or ask someone that works there to walk out with you because you feel uncomfortable and these people are there. And then, you know, you walk to your vehicle because you're seeing it at a distance, not when you get up on it, because when you get bomb rushed, then all of a sudden things change. Your adrenaline is high, you're shocked of being bomb rushed, and boom, They got you off guard like a sucker punch. And they might do that too. So pay attention. And even though you might see someone at a distance that's bending over down by your car, they could be tying their shoe, or they could be waiting for you, pretending they're tying their shoe. I call that feet by the tires. So if you see something like that, then you make sure you go back in and get a group to walk out with you or something like that. I'd rather make an error than to end up walking out there by myself, not paying attention to the signs physically for yourself, emotionally for yourself, and the things that's within the environment. I'd rather have a false alarm than to be kidnapped. You can call it whatever you want to call it. It's called kidnapping, abduction, sweeping you away, stealing you is wrong. Always have been. So to avoid some of that, these are just some of the things that I'm sharing with you that you can consider. And if you decide to go ahead and torch your vehicle, don't go out there unarmed. You got keys in your pocket. Take your dang keys out of your pocket and put them, as many of them, between your fingers and pull it tight and walk out there that way. And if you have to encounter someone, then you got those pointy things between your fingers to punch somebody. And you have your keys to push the button to open the door. The other thing I'd be thinking about that people need to do, once you get in your car, secure your car. You can get on that dang phone after you have done all the security measures that you need to do. Secure your doors. All right. And if you're going to stand there and call somebody while you in your car, secure your doors before you get on that phone. If the phone rings, secure your doors. Get your key in ignition. Start your engine. Then you can continue that phone conversation. Then you can do whatever you would normally do. Now, that perpetrator will have a little bit more things to go through because now you done put your security there. You done started your car, and yeah, they might even have a gun pointed at you. Well, you can do one or two things, and that's going to be your choice. I can't tell you which one to take. And they be telling you to let the window down. Well, you have to make the decision, man. Either way, you'll pay for it, but at least you're fighting for your survival. You put that car in reverse or drive or whichever one you need to do and push that pedal metal. And uh, and hopefully that draws some attention to everyone else that's in your area. It's more challenging at night because, people's perception of things and glares and stuff like that. But you have to do the things to help yourself. And this is just a few of the things that I share with people in self-defense class, women's self-defense in particular, are the things to be aware of. For children, parents, yeah, kids be walking home from school, and that's fine. But, they need to be aware as well. They need to know when to uh, discern something between a stranger. If they don't know the person, then they shouldn't be talking to the person. If that person's being nice and say, hey, where's the 7-Eleven? If that adult is asking for that, that kid needs to be saying, I don't know, get away from me, and that kid run like heck toward where he knows safety is. You need to tell them that, parents, or tell her that, parents. If you don't put something in their head, like I'm trying to put something in your head when and if something should come up, then it won't be nothing there. So all I'm saying is that you have to take certain precautions to help yourself, help your children, help your spouse, help your male spouse as well. other women, other children. I'm not saying, again, of being paranoid. There's a difference to being paranoid and being prepared and ready. Paranoia puts fear in your heart and you don't do nothing, and next thing you know, you done froze. Now, in everything we do in this life, you're gonna do one of three things or a combination thereof. You're gonna fight, flee, or freeze. And the situation will determine whether or not you're gonna fight, flee, or freeze. So it's entirely up to you. Take the precautions. Do the things that you think you need to do to make things better and not become one of those people. Because it's happening every day. The media circuits, or they're not talking a lot about it, but these criminals are being captured and rings of being busted. But I think more coverage should be there, making people aware. And as the authorities continue to do what they do, you know, they make these busts and they arrest these people and they do what they have to do through the system. And we even have some of the authorities that are part of the rings. So you ask, well, who do you trust? Well, trust yourself, and then you use other things to help you. Well, I'm not going to belabor this thing any longer. It was just supposed to share a few things with you verbally and a few pictorials throughout this thing. So once you listen to this, sit down and look at your plan of action, what you need to do not to become part of the issue, not become one of the victims. Because missing is real hard for everyone involved. The 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 parents or the adult relative, and it's just an emotion that you cannot express with words for a person to be missing for however long it is. And in this day and time, things are getting worse, and you have to do as much as you can to survive. So until next time, I share this with you.